My name's Holly Grant and I'm the owner of Pilates PT, and I'm here at the Symprove headquarters in their incredible vegetable garden. As you know, I think that you really need to eat well and move more to look after your body. So the following workout is a 15-minute Pilates workout to hopefully help get the gut moving and maybe alleviate any tummy pain or cramps that you might have. I hope you enjoy the workout. So I want you to walk your hands out into 4-point kneeling, spread the fingers nice and wide. Big breath in, and as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under and just breathe into this rounded flexed position here, drawing in the navel and really engaging your glutes, pressing into your fingers. Hold it, and on your next exhale, go into extension, head up, tailbone up into a nice back bend, pressing into those hands and breathing into it, allowing your ribs to expand. On your next exhale, go back into flexion, rounding the spine. Breathe in, and as you exhale, go back into extension. So we're moving with the breath. We round the spine and tuck the tailbone under, press into the hands, and we come back into extension, tailbone up, crown of the head to the ceiling. Now find halfway. Now take your left hand, palm facing upwards, rotate and turn it under your right armpit, and then take that left arm up to the ceiling. Left arm goes under that right armpit, and then again rotate and left arm to the ceiling. We're twisting our upper spine, and then take that left arm again and reach upwards. Reach, come all the way down onto your left shoulder now. So you thread that arm all the way under your right armpit. Breathe into this stretch, hold it here, and then push back onto 4-point kneeling. We're going to do the same on the other arm. So now it's the right arm that reaches under the left armpit and then opens up and reaches up towards the ceiling. This is thoracic rotation, so we're moving our upper back. Right arm reaches up, we open the chest, we thread the needle, we come all the way down onto that shoulder now. And we hold it here, breathing into this rotation stretch, and come back up onto 4-point kneeling. Now walk those knees back a little bit and take a lovely modified child's pose. So I have my arms out in front of me and I'm pressing my ribs towards the ground with my bum up in the air. Now take the hands over to the right hand side of your mat and rotate to the right. So we're rotating whilst in this modified child's pose. Now take your hands to the left hand side of the mat and rotate to your left, twisting and stretching down the side of the body. Bring your hands wide, do one final stretch here in the center, and use your hands to slowly push yourself all the way back to kneeling. Now walk those hands back out to 4-point kneeling for me and reach your right arm forwards and your left leg backwards. On the exhale, we lift the arm and the leg up away from the ground, and on the inhale, the hand and the foot come back down to the floor. So we're coming out into this Superman position and lowering the hand and foot. Now my spine stays nice and neutral. I now want you to bring the elbow and the knee in together and flex the spine so the elbow and the knee tap together, and then we straighten back out into that Superman position. Keep the core engaged and keep an eye on that left shoulder as you do this. Don't let it creep up to your ear. Now we're going to hold this last one. Take your right arm to the right, your left leg to the left. Bring them back to the midline and pop the hand and knee back down. And we do the same on the other side. So now we take the left arm forwards, the right leg backwards, and we're going to exhale to lift them up and away, and inhale to draw them back to the ground. Exhale, lift. As you lift, use your abdominals to keep your spine nice and neutral. Don't sink into your right shoulder. And then we're going to start to flex. We're going to bring the elbow and the knee together. We round the spine almost like we've done an abdominal curl, and then we inhale to reach back out. Be careful that you don't overextend that lower back, tucking in and reaching forwards. On the last one, the left arm goes to the left, the right leg goes to the right. Bring them back to the midline and pop the hand and knee back down. Take a quick child's pose, just let the arms reach forwards, sit back on those heels. Have a quick breather, and then again roll yourself back up. Now I want you to sit on your left side of your body. You're sat on your left bum cheek, your knees are bent, your feet are crossed, and your weight is on your left hand. Now I'm coming up into a side plank position, and then I'm going further into a side bend. So I straighten my legs, I come up into a side plank, and then I lift the hips, extending the spine up to the ceiling and taking myself into this lateral flexion. Now make sure you're pressing into that left arm, no sinking into your shoulder. Engage your glutes and move with the breath. We exhale to come up, we inhale to come down. Spin around to the other side. You're resting on your right hip now, ankles are crossed, your weight is on your right arm. Inhale to come into that side plank position and exhale to go further than that. Lift the hips up and fold into this side bend. You're pressing into your right arm, you're not sinking into your shoulder, and you're using your obliques to help lift those hips to the ceiling. Engage the legs, nice straight legs as you lift up, and remember to breathe. Now I want you to roll over, lie down on your back, knees are bent, arms are down by your side. Just engage your abdominals, imprint, and float your legs into tabletop one at a time, arms to the ceiling. Now as you exhale, we extend one leg out towards the end of the mat, so we're straightening that leg out and reaching it long. As I do this, I'm keeping my imprint, so my lower back is pressed against the mat. Don't allow your ribs to pop or your back to arch. The lower the leg, the harder you work. Engage through the pelvic floor. That's going to really help you to activate your abdominals. And as that leg extends away, really focus on the hip flexor, lengthening out and contracting back in. If you want to work a little harder, take both of your legs away, but be mindful of how low you let them go. We don't want the abdominals to pop or the back to arch away from the ground. Little scissor kicks at the end if you want it. Keep your imprint and hug your knees into your chest and just gently rock yourself side to side and pop the feet back on the ground. Arms by your side, we're going to give ourselves a double chin. We're going to curl up and then we're going to roll down. On the inhale, double chin. Exhale to lift the head and shoulders. Inhale to stay, exhale to release. So we must remember this hold at the top. We breathe in to stay, we exhale to roll down. The ab prep is nice and slow and controlled. And on the last one, add in these little pulses and then relax your body back down. Arms out to crucifix, and I just want you to bring your legs together at the knees and rock your knees side to side, keeping them together, loosening off the lower back, and then bring them all the way over to the right, bring them towards the chest, and use your right hand to gently pull them across, stretching out that spine. Now slowly bring them back through to the center, let the knees fall all the way to the left, pull them up towards your left hand, and then put your left hand on your knee and gently pull them over to the left, leaving your right arm resting on the ground. Slowly bring them back through to the center, feet on the floor, arms to the ceiling. Now imprint one leg to tabletop, then the other. And we're going to slowly let the knees, again, keeping them together, fall to the side of the room, only as far as we can keep balance, and then exhale, pull them back to the center. Inhale, take them to the other side, exhale back to the center. Now, if you wanted to work harder, you could do this with straight legs, but the principles are the same. Keep the core engaged and only let the legs go as far as you can keep your balance. Your arms should not be moving. Keep your arms nice and still. Hug the knees to the chest and have a quick stretch out. Legs back to tabletop, fingers to temples, lift your head and shoulders. Now we're getting our single legs going. It's one leg out, one leg in. The lower the leg, the harder you work. Try to keep your neck nice and relaxed. Make sure you're keeping your imprint and draw your belly button slightly in. Now if you want to work harder, you can always take both legs away. Exhale, extend both legs. Inhale to draw them back in. Elbows nice and wide. And hold on the last one and hug your knees in. Gently rock from side to side to massage the lower back. Legs back to tabletop, fingers to temples, and lift the head and shoulders. Get your single leg stretch going again and rotate towards the knee that's left behind. So we twist the whole spine, keeping the elbows wide, and we are not moving the elbows to the knee, we're twisting the body. Hug the knees to the chest and gently release. Come up onto your bum, straighten out your legs for me and then lie back down. Arms over your head. Now we're going to start peeling the spine up and away from the mat to reach to the toes. From here, we're just going to stretch for a moment, keeping your legs nice and straight, stretching out the postural muscles, and now slowly start rolling all the way back down a vertebrae at a time until the arms are back over the head and you're flat to the ground. Go again. We inhale the arms to the ceiling. Exhale, roll up to reach for the toes. Inhale to start rolling down, and exhale to keep it slow. As you do this, imagine the spine moving like a necklace, link by link, and keep the legs completely heavy on the ground with the feet flexed. You're using your abdominals to control this, so add your pelvic floor in to really help fire up your abdominals. Stretching at the top, again reaching forwards and restack back up to seated. Now take your feet hip distance apart and your arms the same distance. Rotate to one side of the room, and on the exhale, come back to your center. Inhale, twist to the side of the room, and exhale back to center. Your arms are locked in position, so it's your spine that you're rotating. You're not just turning your arms. Now we're going to rotate to the side, and we're going to reach forwards towards the toe of that leg. Restack back up, come back to center. So if we twist to the left, the right hand reaches for the left foot. We rebuild up, we come back to the center. We twist to the right. The left hand reaches for that right foot. We restack up and we come to center. So what we've got here is a twist, but also a flex forwards and a restack back up. Relax your arms down, fold forwards, and just give your back a quick rest. Breathing into it, reaching for your toes, stretching the back of the body. Bring both hands to your right leg, and then through the center, both hands to your left leg. Come back to center and roll yourself back up. Now bring your legs back together. Roll down one final time onto your back. Hug your right knee into your chest using both arms and pull it out to the right just a little bit to hug it tighter. Take it out to the right and use your right hand to pull it towards the ground. Bring it back to the center, give it a final squeeze, and then straighten that leg along the ground. Do the same on your left. Hug that left knee in. Rock it around, pull it out to the side a little bit, and then let that knee fall out to the left. Stretching your inner thigh, holding it here. Give it another quick hug, and then straighten it out along the ground. Roll up to seated for me. And we're going to spin around and we're going to come back onto our hands and our knees. 4-point kneeling. Now round the spine again, just like we did at the beginning, into flexion and back into your extension. Again, tuck the tailbone around your spine into that flexion, and then stick up the tailbone and the crown of the head into extension. Find halfway and slowly lie down onto your tummy for me with your hands in front of your forehead, palms down. We're going to slowly lift the head and the arms up off the ground and then release back to the ground. So I'm lifting up into a low line and then releasing my body back to the floor. My legs stay heavy and I'm only using my upper back muscles to lift into this low line and keeping the hands against the forehead the whole time. Now we're going to come up and take the arms out to crucifix, hold this last one here, and then slowly release back down. Now push yourself back up. We're going into a shell stretch here, so it's like child's pose but with a rounded spine. Imagine that you are rounded over a beach ball, or you have a pregnant tummy that you are folding over. We've got flexion through the spine. Now use your hands to push yourself back up to kneeling. Slowly, I want you to lie onto your left hand side with your knees bent at 90 degrees and your arms in front of you. Take your right arm up to the ceiling and then open it out to the right hand side of the room before slowly bringing it back to the ceiling and back to start position. So my right arm is coming from the left, it's reaching up to the ceiling. My spine goes with that right arm as I twist and face the ceiling. Hold this one here, stretching into it. Your knees stay where they are, and slowly bring that arm back over. Push yourself up, flip to the other side. You're lying on your right hand side, your knees are at tabletop position, arms in front of you. Inhale, take your left arm to the ceiling. Exhale, draw it towards the ground behind you. Inhale it back to the ceiling, and exhale, bring it over. We're rotating that spine, drawing the arm out behind us. The legs stay nice and still. Left arm to the ceiling and left arm to the ground. And we're keeping the legs still. We're going to hold that next one. We're going to stay here, breathing into it. Both shoulders pointing up towards the ceiling, and breathe. Bring it back over, hands together, and slowly roll over onto your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest and just gently roll around on your lower back, breathing into it, hugging the knees nice and tight. Now extend your right leg out along the ground, left leg to the ceiling. We're going to swap the legs over and we're reaching up towards the ankle of whichever leg is in the air. We're using our abdominals to stay in flexion here. And their legs are nice and straight, so if that means reducing your range of movement, that's completely fine. Reaching gently to touch the leg, reach them both up and hug your knees into your chest. Slowly push yourself up, over onto your 4-point kneeling and sit back into child's pose and hold it here. Forehead to the ground, breathe into the back of the ribs. In your own time, slowly roll yourself back up onto your knees and take a moment here to breathe.